So today we will start with chapter 10. So chapter 10, the name of the chapter is called Vibhuti Yogaha, which means the power of Ishvara. So we know who is Ishvara. He is a Saguna Brahman who has got attributes. So we will see why this chapter is important and why we need to focus on this chapter. Okay, first introduction we will see for a very short while, then we will go to the shlokas. So even from the 7th chapter onwards, we have been talking about the Nirguna and the Saguna Brahman. So Nirguna Brahman is the formless one without attributes, and the Saguna Brahman is what we refer to as Ishvara, is the one with attributes, the God we worship with shape, form, etc. In the 7th chapter, also in the 9th chapter, we revisited the fact that Ishvara is the Nimitta Karana, which means the intelligent cause. As the Nirguna Brahman, he is the intelligent cause, and he is also becomes the Upadana Karanam, which is the material cause as a Saguna Brahman. So this is what we saw, right? So now we have to connect everything now. Why this chapter is there is because that Krishna wants to say that I am this Upadana Karanam or I am this material cause. And whatever you are seeing in this world is just that. Whatever you see as objects, whatever you are able to perceive in this world is just me as Upadana Karanam. So this is what is called the Vibhuti, where he is saying that I am manifesting this power of mine, and that is called the Vibhuti. It is a manifestation of the Ishvara's powers. So why we need to know Ishvara is the material cause of this universe? Because what we have lost is the Ishvara Drishti. We see the world separately, we see the object separately, but we don't connect it in our daily lives with Ishvara. Why that happened? Why did this happen? That why did we lose our connection with Ishvara? Is because we focus on the name and the form. For example, we go to buy a sari. Do we see it as a cloth to drape ourselves? No. We look at the material, we look at the color, we look at the texture. So where is our focus going? Focus is going on the name and the form rather than what is the purpose of it. Similarly, when we go and eat something nice, what are we focusing on? Do we think that, oh, this is there to fill my stomach? This is there as a need? No. We see what is the color of it, how does it smell, how does it look, is it appealing? So our perception always in this world will go to the name and the form and not the substance behind it. So what in this chapter Krishna wants to say is that I am the substance behind everything you see in this world. So that is why he is going to talk about the manifestation of his powers. When we perceive these objects in this world, we see them as Ishvara alone and we re-establish the connection with Ishvara. So there are many reasons why this chapter is there. There are 7 reasons. So we will go through them. So first is the Upasanartham, which means for meditation. This chapter will be used for meditation. We should not just read the shlokas and just say, okay, enough. No, these set of shlokas have to be absorbed. When we know them by heart, we can meditate on them. It is called the Virat Upasana. That means to meditate on all the things that Krishna has talked about. So the first reason is Upasanartham, which means the focus of us in our daily lives should go to the foundation, which is Ishvara, and not to the Namarupa. So removing this attachment to Namarupa, the first reason is there. So we have to keep meditating so our attachment to this Namarupa of all the material objects goes away. So that was the first reason for this chapter. Second reason is Dvesha Nivaranartham. What does that mean? For removing hate. So first, when you enter spirituality, what will be taught to you is all the bad things about the world. So he will say that think about all the bad effects that this world will create. One day you will be happy. That is, everything in this object will give you happiness. But the other flip side will be, it will also create sorrow. If you buy an object, you become happy. But on the flip side, what happened? Your bank balance went down. So for everything in life, okay, you got a job, you are working, you are happy. But the flip side will be you won't have time. Something will be there for every material object. So first, when we come into spirituality, this hate will be introduced because we are very attached to things. Last chapter, he said, Anityam Asukam Lokam. He talked about this world as being impermanent and an unhappy place. So why do you want to dwell in this? And also in chapter 8, he said, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. So like that, he said he addressed this loka, this world, this body as dukkha, place of dukkha or sorrow, and ashashvatam. It is impermanent. Like that, they will introduce when you enter spirituality. After you have developed a little bit of hate and detachment for it, then you have to reintroduce the concept of Ishvara and then start to see everything as Ishvara Swarupam. So, this is the second step process. Once you have developed this detachment, this Vibhuti Yoga will be used to again reintroduce love to this world, but in a detached way, as seeing it as a form of Ishvara. So, that is the second reason, which was Dvesha Nivaranartham. That was second, for removing hate. Third is what? Ahankara Nivaranam. That is what? To remove the ego. So what happens to us is, even when we enter spirituality, our ego will increase sometimes. I am doing this, I am doing that, like that. Actually, the opposite should be there. When we progress in spirituality, more and more we should become humble, removing our ego. That is the true sense of spirituality. Total removal of ego is jnana. We are trying in stages to remove this ego. So when you say it is God's, then this I-ness, this mindness doesn't come into existence. When vibhutis are introduced, the powers of Ishvara are introduced, then we see everything as Ishvara, and then our ego will diminish. So that is also the another reason. That is the third reason, Ahankara Nivaranam. Fourth reason is Asuya Nashartham. That is to remove jealousy. Suppose you have some good qualities, it is very good. But if you see that somebody else has this good quality, then what happens is jealousy. When Ishvara says that it is me only, all these qualities, the intelligence of the intelligent, the tapas of the tapasvis, all this is me only. So what happens is, when we see this quality in some other person, we know, okay, this is Ishvara alone, just manifesting as this quality. Like that, we don't develop the jealousy, but we develop the spirit that, oh, yes, even I want to develop this quality. Like that, we will use this Vibhuti Yoga. That was fourth point, which is Asuya Nashartham. And then the fifth is Mano Vishalartham, which means to expand the concept of God. So we have been seeing so far, first God will be introduced as a creator. That is, the God is somewhere up there. We have to worship the God. That is the God of the religion. And we all have our favorite gods. We will turn away from this world and then put our attention on this God, the shape, the form we love. So that is the first step. And then after that, this is the second step where he talks about the vibhutis, is when we see everything in this world as Ishvara. Not just that God in the puja room, or not this picture or photo, not just that place. He is not confined to that place. He is everywhere. Like that, we have to expand our vision. So, Mano Vishalartham, that is the fifth point. To expand our concept of Ishvara. Then, the sixth and seventh points are a little bit advanced, which is Dvandva Nivaranartham. That is, he is going to say all the good points are me only. He will say, I am the Arjuna of the Pandavas, I am the knowledge of the Jnanis, I am the tapas of the tapasvis. Like that, he is going to say all the good points. He is also going to say all the bad points. I am death, I am gambling, I am disease, I am loss. Like that also he is going to say in this chapter. So why does he say like that? Because what happens is, once we start to go in spirituality and dharma, we will start to develop some good qualities. Then we will see a bad quality in some other person when we'll start to despise it. We will say this world is so bad. there is adharma everywhere. Like that, we will make sweeping statements. So when God says that, okay, this also has come from me only, but we will see that what is the reason that these bad qualities are there later on. But this is also a manifestation of him only. Then we just ignore those things and we just focus on the goodness that we have to focus on, and don't focus on the bad things in the world or a bad quality of a person. So to remove that also, this Vibhuti Yoga will be used. That's why he will talk about both the good and the bad as his qualities. It's come from me, basically, he will say. So, Dvandva Nivaranartham. That was the 6th point. Then, the 7th point is Advaita Siddhyartham. In this point, what it means is the Saguna Swarupam that he is going to talk about, everything in this universe is a manifestation of me, will be a way for us to progress and recognize that it is Nirguna Swarupam only, that is the highest truth. So what happens is 3 divisions are there. Okay, first you recognize there is a Jiva, that is yourself. Then there will be this Jagat or this world. And then there will be the Ishvara. Okay, there are 3 divisions initially. Now in this Vibhuti Yoga, what happens is the Jagat and the Ishvara are merged. When he says that this Jagat is a manifestation of me only, so there are only 2 divisions, Jiva and this Jagat Ishvara combination. Then after that, this Jiva Ishvara Bhedam will also be removed. First is the Jagat Ishvara Bhedam is removed. That there is no division between this Jagat and this Ishvara. That everything is only from Ishvara. Then the second point is the highest realization is that it is the Nirguna Brahman. It is establishing the Advaita Siddhyartham, which means removing the Ishvara Jiva Bhedam, that the truth in you or the ultimate reality in yourself is the same as that of the Ishvara. So for this also, this will be used because this is a gateway into reaching the higher consciousness or into realizing that there is a shapeless, formless, attributeless existence, which is the one, which is a foundation of all this. Like that, when we realize that, and that is nothing but me alone, when that realization happens, we reach the ultimate truth. So for all these reasons, this chapter has been given, and it is a very important chapter. We should not just read it and go away, but we should meditate on it. We should absorb it. We should contemplate on it. We should practice it. And only then this chapter will bear the fruit. So what were the things we saw? Upasanartham for meditation, point number 1. Dvesha Nivaranartham for removing hate. Ahamkara Nivaranam to remove the ego. Asuya Nashartham to remove the jealousy. Mano Vishalartham to expand the concept of God. Dvandva Nivaranartham, that is, he says the opposites are also me. Advaita Siddhyartham, that the Saguna Swarupam is the path to Nirguna Swarupam, to realization of this Nirguna Swarupam. So this is why this chapter, it is an important chapter. Okay, we will go into the chapter itself. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Dashamodhyayah Vibhuti Yogaha. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Shrunu Me Paramam Vachaha Yatteham Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hita Kamyaya. So here Krishna himself starts this chapter and he talks to Arjuna. So he says some important words here. What does he say here? Shri Bhagavan Vacha. So Krishna says here, Bhuya Eva Mahabaho. Bhuyaha. This is an important word. Again, Eva Mahabaho. He is addressing Arjuna as the mighty armed one. Again, to what? Shrunu. Hear my words. my what? Paramam vachaha, my supreme teaching. He says, again listen to my teaching. So why is he using the word again here? Because of some reasons. First reason is it is very subtle. It cannot be understood. The more and more your mind gets purified, the better and better the understanding will be. So it is very subtle. That is point number one. So keep hearing it because it is very subtle. That is first point. Second thing is it is difficult. As we said before, once the purity of mind is not reached, it will be very difficult to grasp this concept. Nirguna Brahman, first of all, people may not have heard even this concept. And then it is very difficult to conceive that there is something which is without shape, form, but it pervades everything. Second chapter is very difficult. So, therefore, again listen to this teaching. That is the second point. Then he says here again, because every time we listen, our level of understanding will increase. First, there is nothing like, okay, I finished Bhagavad Gita. Shloka, today I've read. Tomorrow, if you read, it will, oh, this is what is being mentioned. Think, oh, this is connected to that. Your understanding will increase. Therefore, he says to Arjuna, listen to this again and again till your understanding improves. Like that, for three reasons, he says. One is it is very subtle. Second is it's very difficult to understand. And third is that we have to listen to it till we understand. So keep doing it again and again. That is the message of Krishna here. So bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha. So paramam vachaha is the supreme teaching that he is giving. Yatte aham, yat means which, te to you, aham, I, priyamanaya. So there are certain different meanings and interpretations given for this. Priyamanaya, you are very beloved to me. Why? Because you are joyous to hear about it. Arjuna is not saying, okay, I just want to finish this and go. He is asking questions. He is going to ask Krishna more and more questions because he wants to understand. So Krishna understands that Arjuna is eager to hear about it. He is joyous to hear about it. So he says, Priyamanaya, because you are beloved to me. And then, Vakshyami hitakamyaya. Vakshyami means to say, hitakamya means I desire your welfare, O Arjuna. That is why I am giving you this teaching again. Like that, Krishna says to Arjuna. I desire your welfare, or I am doing it for your benefit. Why is Krishna giving all this advice? For us. So it is for our welfare, it is for our benefit. So the general translation is, the Lord said, listen again to my supreme teachings, O mighty armed one. Desiring your welfare, because you are my beloved friend, I shall reveal them to you. Shloka number 2. Name vidussuraganaha prabhavam namaharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. In this shloka, he is giving the Jnana Mahima. He says that the Devas and also the sages even don't know my power. Rishis are supposed to be very powerful people. Mantra drashtaraha, like that it is used to describe them. Whatever was transmitted in this universe from the God, they could grasp it because they had the pure mind and they could communicate to us. So those were the qualities of the Rishis. And the Devas, we know they are supreme beings. But Krishna here says that even these people do not know my greatness. That even these people who are so great are not able to grasp it in entirety. Like that he says. Prabhavam. Prabhavam means the greatness, the power and the origin. He says, I am the source of them. Even they are not able to grasp this entire thing. So we will go through the meanings. Name viduhu. Name means neither my viduhu. They know. Neither means that he is talking about Suraganaha, who are the gods, and Maharishayaha, that is the great sages. He is talking about these two people, the Suraganaha and Maharishayaha. Prabhavam means his power and the greatness. They do not know. Prabhavam means the power and the greatness. Even these two people, like that he wants to say, even these two people who are very, very advanced individuals, they are not able to recognize this greatness of mine. Why he is saying, Aham hi adihi devana. Aham, I am adihi. I am the source of the devana, of the gods. Maharishina, of the great sages also. Sarvashaha. In every way, I am the source of them. Even they are not able to conceive this because I am the one who has created them. Like that he is saying. So in this shloka, the general translation is, neither the celestial gods nor the great sages know my origin. I am the source from which gods and great sages came. Shloka number 3. Yo mamajamanadim cha vetti lokamaheshwaram asammudha samartyeshu sarvapapaih pramuchyate. In this shloka, he is going to talk about both the Saguna and Nirguna aspect. Later on, only the Saguna aspect is being elaborated. But in this, he talks about both the Saguna and the Nirguna aspects. So, what are the words he used to describe the Nirguna Brahman here? Ajam, that means I am unborn, and Anadim, beginningless. So, Ajam, unborn, and Anadim is beginningless. And for the Swaguna Swarupam, he says, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the Supreme Lord of all the Lokas. Loka means we have seen already. Here it can be taken in the context of all the 14 Lokas. Or Loka also means body in various places. But here we take it as the universe. I am the Lord of the universe. Like that he is saying. And then he says, this person, the one who is without moha, who is not deluded, asammudaha, like that word he uses, what happens? This person is relieved from all papas also. So the question comes, what is the relationship between me knowing the Nirguna Brahman or the Saguna Brahman and my sorrow? I have day-to-day problems, I have sorrows. What is the relation between knowing this, all these things that they are talking about here? As we saw in chapter 2, the way in which we understand things is incorrect. That is why this is causing us sorrow. So Gita is giving us the correct knowledge about who you are, who is God, who is this world. So when we start to correct our vision, when we start to correct our perception, slowly our sorrows will also be dissolved. Because when we come into the right understanding, our sorrows diminish. That is why we go into the detail of who is Ishvara, who is Jiva, what is this Jagat. So we'll go through the meanings. Yahamam ajam anadimcha. Yahamam. So me. Yahama means he's referring to me, who is ajam, who is unborn, and anadim, who is also beginningless. Cha. So I am both. Vetti loka maheshwaram. Vetti means know that I am also this Maha Ishwaram. I am also this Lord of this universe, the Supreme Lord of this universe. Why you need to know this? Asammudaha, to become this asammuda. That means what? This undiluted person, not this muda. Asammudaha means this person who has removed his moha. Moha means this wrong concept. He has a correct understanding. That person, sahamartyeshu, among mortals, sarvapapaihi pramuchyate. Sarvapapaihi is from all the sins, pramuchyate. He becomes free from all the sins because he is in the correct understanding. That is why he will not be in sorrow. Even though it may appear that all the circumstances are very sorrowful for him, he himself will not be in any sorrow because he has a correct understanding. Like that he says, that is why you need to know about the truth, the Saguna, the Nirguna Brahman, what is what, to remove yourself from the sins. Like that he says. So the general translation is, those who know me as unborn and beginningless and as a supreme Lord of the universe, they among mortals are free from illusion and released from all evils. So shloka number 4 and 5 we will read together. He is going to give some qualities here. Buddhirjnanama sammoha kshama satyam damashamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha bhayam cha bhayameva cha ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam mattayeva prithagvidhaha. So these 4 and 5 we will read together. Third line alone we will break it. Ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashaha. Like that we will break it. So what is he saying here? He is giving some qualities. He is going to talk about some qualities in all human beings. And he was going to say that all these different kinds of qualities have come from me alone. Like that, he is going to say. So we will see what they are. Buddhihi. Buddhihi means we know that it is the intellect. That also means the ability to grasp subtle things. So this buddhi has come from me. Like that he wants to say. Jnana. Jnana means Atma Jnanam. Here he is talking about what is Atma Jnana, what is your true nature. Because we don't know our true nature, we are in sorrow. So this Atma Jnana, the word Jnanam, it is also come from me. From me alone it has come. Asammohaha. Asammohaha means clarity of thought. So that is also one of the qualities. And then Kshama can be interpreted as forgiveness, or it is also interpreted as mind not being disturbed in difficult circumstances. When somebody has patience in difficult circumstances, then he is said to have Kshama. So this is one quality. And then Satyam. Satyam is truthfulness. We know that. So it is described like this. So Yata Shrutam, Yata Drishtam, Yata Jnanam, Tatvak. What does it mean? Whatever was heard, whatever was seen, whatever was understood, and the speech, all are the same. That is truth. Something was heard, something else was told, something was understood, something else was told. Not like that. All are congruent. So that is called Satya. And this is truthfulness, we know. And then Damaha. Damaha means Indriya Uparamaha, which means the control of the senses. When the senses are trying to pull you in all directions, taste, smell, eyes are attracted towards objects of desire, then you try to bring it in. That is called the Damaha. Then Shamaha, which is the control of the mind. After we control the senses, we have to control our mind also. Instead, senses are not going, but mind is going everywhere, then that will also be incorrect. We will become a Mithyachari. And then Sukham Dukkham. So the joy and the sorrow that we know of, this is mind's nature. One day it will be joyful, one day it will be sorrowful. That is the mind's nature, and it is also coming from me, he is saying. And Bhavaha, Abhavaha. Bhavaha means the birth, and Abhavaha means the death. This is the body's nature, right? The body will, one day it will be born, and then one day it will go away. It happens to all the creatures. So this is the nature. And Bhayam and Abhayam. Bhayam is the fear and Abhayam is the courage. So kind of we can understand it as it is the intellect's nature. Bhayam comes from the wrong understanding. So most of the fear is from wrong understanding. So it is also a nature that is inherent in us. And then he goes on to say in the fifth shloka, Ahimsa Samata Tushtihi. Ahimsa means we know it is non-violence, and Samata means equanimity. Equanimity when circumstances are good or when circumstances are bad. When circumstances are bad, of course, you should be equanimous. When circumstances are very good also, you should have the equanimity. You should not be perturbed in both circumstances. And tushtihi. Tushtihi means contentment. Not having the lobha or not having the greed. I want more, like that. That tushti, that quality. Dhanam. Dhanam is charity. And yashaha. Yashaha is fame. But the yashaha he is talking about is due to dharma. Due to dharma, due to your righteous living, you get that fame. That quality is being talked about here. Ayashaha. That means infamy. That is also one quality. That is coming from me only, he is telling. Bhavanti. Bhavaha bhutanam. Bhavanti means they arise. Bhavaha means these qualities. Bhutanam. Among human beings. And mattayeva, from me alone. Pritakvidaha, these varieties of qualities. Pritakvidaha means these varieties of qualities arise from me alone. Can there be even one human being who says, I don't have these qualities? It is natural. It is there for everybody. And where has it come from? It has come from me only. Like that he's saying. But then he talked about the negative qualities also here. So the doubt comes, if it has come from God, then how is it the negative qualities? So for that, the explanation is given. Swakarma anusarena. From your karmic account, how these bad qualities are coming? From your past karma. So whatever you are doing, it is sitting as your karma. And those thoughts are coming. Bad thoughts are coming means the bad karma is there. God, the example is given that he is like the rain. There is a fertile field. There is a field which is not fertile. But the rain is equal to both, right? The soil determines the crop will grow or not. The other factors determine if the crop will grow or not. That is us. We have fertility, we grow good thoughts, then God's grace will give us fruits. But if our mind is not pure, if our thoughts are bad, then what we are doing is again and again we are going into this karmic cycle. So God is uniform, but swakarma anusarena. So when we read all these things, we get the consciousness, okay, I am not going to propagate these bad thoughts. Okay, because of my past karma, maybe I have some vasanas and maybe I have some bad thoughts or I do bad actions, but I can change. I can do better things. So my mind is purified and my karmic account also gets purified. Like that, the explanation is given. So the general translation is, from me alone arise the varieties of qualities in humans, such as intellect, knowledge, clarity of thought, forgiveness, truthfulness, control over the senses and the mind, joy and sorrow, birth and death, fear and courage, non-violence, equanimity, contentment, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these are natural to everybody, but it depends what you develop and what you increase. In this shloka, he talked about Antara Prapanjam. What is inside us, he talked about. Now he is going to talk about Bahya Prapanjam, which is outside, how beings were created. Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastatha Madbhava Manasa Jataha Yesham Loka Imaf Prajaha. Madbhava Manasa Jata may be given. We have to add the Jataha there. So he says that all these people also came from me only. He described all the qualities inside the human beings. He said that all that came from me in the previous shloka. Now he says that externally also the creation, what happened, it came from me only, like that he's saying. He talks about three kinds of people. We all know this. This is nothing new. The first he says that the four sages were created. Who are the four sages? The Sanat Kumaras, we know. We know the story of creation, that from the navel of Vishnu, a lotus came, in that Brahma, the Lord of creation, he appeared. And then first what he did was he created the Sanat Kumaras. So Sanat Kumaras, what are their names? Sanaka meaning ancient, Sanatana meaning eternal, Sananda meaning ever joyful, and Sanat Kumara meaning ever young. So these four sages came into being. But what happened is, they had a lot of vairagya. They had a lot of self-control. They had a lot of dispassion. So they didn't want to create anything. When you have dispassion, said, I don't need anything. So then Brahma had to go on and create the Manus that we know. Manus, there are 14 Manus. Just for information, I'm giving you the names. It's not important. Swayambhu Manu, first Manu. Swarochisha Manu. Uttama Manu. Tapasa Manu. Raivata Manu, Chakshusha Manu, Vaivasvata Manu. That is the seventh period we are in. Surya Savarni Manu. Then we have the Daksha Savarni Manu, Brahma Savarni Manu, Dharma Savarni Manu, Rudra Savarni Manu, and Deva Savarni Manu, and Indra Savarni Manu. These were all the 14 Manus. So first the Sanat Kumaras came. But the Sanat Kumaras didn't have the Jnana. They had only Vairagya, dispassion. Then we have the story about Dakshinamurti. With the silence only, he communicated. So then they got the liberation. They had dispassion, then they got the liberation. So first the Sanat Kumaras, then the Manus. And from there, the 7 rishis were created, he is saying. So 7 rishis are who? The Bhrigu, Marichi, Atri, Pulaha, Pulasyaha, Kratu, Vashishta. But these 7 names will be different in different scriptures. So this is one of the lists. So he says Maharishaya Saptapurve. So he talks about the 7 sages. 7 sages were created. But before that, the Sanat Kumaras and the Manus were created. Saptarishaya Purve, before Chatvaraha Manavaha Tatha. Chatvaraha, 4 sages, he is talking about the Sanat Kumaras. And then Manavaha Tatha. Manus were also created. Madbhavaha Manasa Jataha. Madbhavaha means they are born from me alone. Manasaha Jataha. They are born from my mind alone, like that he is saying. I am the source of these people. Yesham Loke Imaha Prajaha. So, Yesham, from them, Loke, in this world, Imaha, all these Prajaha, all these people were created. So, the meaning is the 7 great sages, the 4 great saints before them, and the 14 Manus are all born from my mind. From them, all the people in the world have descended. And shloka number 7. Yetam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tattvataha sovikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. He says that those who know the power of the Maya and they also get the Atma Jnana, they become united with me. And there is no doubt about that, like that he says. So first, what are the stages through which we progress? First, I think I am the body. They host me. I am the body. I am this body. Like that I identify. This name is associated with my body. First, that is my understanding. After I read the scriptures say, no, you are not this body. You are this jiva. Like that they say. There's something called this Atman in you, which is the intelligence. And this is what it powers everything. Like that it says. So then I think Jivosmi. Like that. I am this jiva. I am not this body. But I am this jiva. I have an Atman. And then there is a body surrounding this Atman. Like that I understand. Or there is an Atman in my body. Like that I understand. That will be the second stage. And then the third stage and the final stage is Aham Brahmasmi. You have to realize that this Atman is nothing but Brahman. This is what he's saying here. Yetam, these, Vibhutim, Yogam cha. So there is a distinction between Yogam and Vibhuti. What is the difference? Yogam means Shakti. The first line when he says Yogam, it means Shakti or the power. Also you can call the Maya. Maya we say is a seed form, right, for everything. Vibhuti is what? The manifestation of the Shakti. So we are able to perceive all these things. That is the Vibhuti. At that point only he wants you to identify. He's giving you the tips. Oh, whatever you see in this world, connect it with me. So the manifestation only is asking you to connect at this stage for your ease of understanding. Yogam means the Shakti or the power. Vibhuti means the manifestation of that Shakti of power. So there is the distinction. So the person knows the Yogam, which knows the Maya, and Vibhuti. He knows the manifestation of the Shakti as his word. He knows both. This is only Ishvara. Like that he knows. Mama, my, yaha, those who veti, those who know this in truth, tattvataha, in truth, saha, those people, avikampena, they have this unwavering yogena. Again, one yoga word is used. Here it means atmajnanena. They have this steady mind. They are steady in the right knowledge. Like that, yujyate, so they become united, na atra samshayaha. So when he is established in the truth with unwavering steadiness, then that person will definitely reach me. There is no doubt about this. Like that he says. So progression has to be made from this Deha Buddhi, Jiva Buddhi, and Aham Brahmasmi. So the general translation is, those who know in truth my divine powers and the manifestation of the powers become united with me through Atma Jnana. Of this there is no doubt. Shloka number 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaah. Here he talks about how a person will become a mukta, how it will happen. There are also stages in this. First we will go through the explanation, then we'll go through the meaning. So this will not happen suddenly. As we have been discussing, we read the Bhagavad Gita, suddenly all this knowledge will not dawn upon us. It will be gradual progression in stages based on the purity of our mind. So first stage will be, God is a creator, we are being created. This is religion. Any religion, there is a creator and we are being created. That will be the first basic step we will take in religion, that there is a creator. And then second understanding is that God is showing himself as this world. And we call this Advaita language Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, that we have seen in chapter 7. Abhinna means not different. He is also the nimitta, the intelligent cause, and the upadana karanam, the material cause. This is what we mean by abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. The example is given in the Upanishads like a spider. How the spider, he himself, he creates that web from his own materials. Like that, the example is given in the Upanishads. So the second understanding is God is showing himself as this world. First, we see everything disjoint. God is there, I am here, the world is here. Then we know that, okay, God is there, he is the one who is manifesting as this world. And the third is what is the world is just an appearance. When that realization comes, that is the highest stage. So it will happen in stages. Two things he says. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. That means what? Aham means I, sarvasya, of all creation, prabhavaha. I am the origin of all creation. Here he is talking as whom? The nimitta karana. He is the foundation. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha means I am the origin of everything here, means he is talking as the nimitta karanam, of the intelligent cause. And matta sarvam pravartate. Matta means from me only, sarvam, everything, pravartate means proceeds. I am the cause for everything. Then he is talking as the intelligent cause. From me only everything is coming. There he is talking as both the nimitta and the upadana karana, because without the nimitta karana, the upadana karana will not be there. So here he is telling that I am also the upadana karana. I am also the material cause. Like that he is talking here. So two phrases he used. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the source, or I am the origin of everything. Mattaha sarvam pravartate. Everything proceeds from me only. There he is talking about himself as the material cause. Iti matva bhajante ma. Iti matva means having. Bhajante ma. The person who worship me. Not only worship, the meaning given, even in Bhaja Govindam, Adi Shankaracharya gives a meaning of seek. Seek Govinda. Like that he says. The person who is reading, who wants to know, get the knowledge of Ishvara, he is seeking Ishvara. Bhaja also means seek. So here also it is taken in the connotation of seek. Bhajante ma, they seek me. Buddhaha. Buddhaha means the wise people. Here Buddhaha, not referring to the jnani, not referring to the enlightened soul, but to the people who are seeking, but they are wise. They are able to discriminate what is truth and what is untruth. So they are at least in the discrimination stage. So those kind of people is talking about. Bhava samanvitaha. They are endowed with great meditation, or they are endowed with great contemplation. Because what? At least they have known this stage. God is showing himself as a word. That stage at least they have reached, and they are wise people. Such a way these wise people worship me. Like that he says. Because they are constantly meditating on me. Whatever they are seeing as the God alone. So their mind also doesn't get corrupted when they see everything as God. This person did this person didn't do this. All those things are not coming to them, because everything is only a manifestation of God. So the general translation is, I am the origin of all creation. Everything proceeds from me. The wise who know this perfectly worship me, endowed with contemplation and meditation. Sloka number 9. Macchitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Here in the first line, Macchitta madgata pranaha. That visarga we have to add. So here he is talking about the Bhakti Prakaranam, which means the Bhakta's lifestyle. What are the qualities we can imbibe? How does a Bhakta really lead his life like? That is given here. So he says Macchittaha. So what this Bhakta does is he fixes the mind on him, on the Ishvara. Macchittaha. Mind is fixed on me, he says. Madgata pranaha. Madgata pranaha has two meanings. One is those who have surrendered their lives to me. That is one meaning given. And another meaning given is those who have turned their indriyas towards me. Everything they do, what are they doing? The indriyas, they're using the ears to hear about God. When they are speaking, they are talking about God. When they are seeing only things about God. Like that, all the indriyas are being used for the purpose of knowing God. Like that he says, Madgata pranaha. So we all will know this mantra, very famous mantra, Mandukya Upanishad, Badram Karnebhi Shruniyama Devaha. It's a long mantra, so I'll just give the meaning here. What it says is, O gods, may we hear auspicious words with our ears. While engaged in yajnas, may we see auspicious things with our eyes. While praising the gods with steady limbs, may we enjoy a life that is beneficial to the gods. May Indra of ancient fame be auspicious to us. May the supremely rich, all-knowing Pusha, god of the earth, be propitious to us. May Garuda, the destroyer of evil, be well disposed towards us. May Brihaspati ensure our welfare. Peace, peace, peace. So may all my Indriyas be used for only good purposes. Like that, the meaning is given. Madgata pranaha. This is how the Bhakta will lead his life. Bodhayantaha. So what he will do? He will enlighten other people with this knowledge. It is said that people who do not want to listen, you must never go and talk about this. But if people are interested to know, then this Bhakta, what he does is he goes and talks about this and he enlightens other people. Bodhayantaha, he will enlighten. Parasparam, to one another, he will give this knowledge. Katayantaha, he will talk about Ishvara, speaking. Cha mam nityam, continuously he will talk this subject. Katayantaha. Then what does he do? Tushyanti. He becomes satisfied with that alone, with that act of talking, the act of being absorbed in this. He is very satisfied. He is very contented. And when nobody is there, what does he do? Ramanti. He will delight in it. When nobody is there, he is reading the scripture. He is listening to these words of God. Like that, he delights in it even when nobody is there. Like that also the meaning is given. So, Matchittaha we saw, with the mind fixed on me. Madgata pranaha, those who have surrendered their lives to me or who use their indriyas for me. Bodhayantaha, they enlighten parasparam, one another. Katayantaha, speak of me. Chamam nityam, continuously they speak about me. And because of that, how they behave, tushyanti, they are very satisfied. Ramanti, they delight in this also. Like that, this is the life of the bhakta. So the general translation is, with their minds fixed on me and their indriyas turned towards me or their life surrendered to me, my devotees remain ever content in me. They derive great satisfaction and bliss in enlightening one another about me and in conversing about my glories.